Hello again, FlossTube, YouTube, Stitchers everywhere. It's Cowgirl Kate again, and for this video I thought I would finally get to where I kind of showcase some of the bling that I have found for the conversion of Mirabilia's Queen of Peace to my Annebelle Lee Edgar Allan Poe conversion. This is what she looks like so far. And I'm hoping to get back to her now that Mania is over. And most of her bling that I have found, I probably will still be using a lot of the Mill Hill beads. Beyond that, I have a list of, or I guess an assortment of several kinds of bling that you wouldn't typically find on needlework. And the reason for that is up here in her hair, I have left this area blank because I'm just not sure if I want to give her something extraordinarily blingy, or if I want to actually stitch the roses and bead it like you normally would. But I'm kind of leaning towards the extra bling just because why not? The first thing that I had ordered for her, I was going to get some 3mm glass pearls by Swarovski, and I found those on Amazon. However, while I was searching, I found that they even come in size 2mm, and that's comparable to a seed bead. And I'll hold these up closer. Get it in focus there. And they are size 2mm. They're glass pearls, so they're not real pearls, but they are the round shape. They are the luster finish, and they're Swarovski, so it's quality. I got the 3 colors because I want the cream for my Autumn Queen and any other projects down the line that would call for an off-white pearl. And I also got the gray for another project that I have in mind. But this lady here is going to get the white ones, and hopefully I've got enough in there for some other projects down the line as well. I figured I'd make it worth paying the shipping. What else have I ordered? I ordered some red Swarovski teardrops, or briolettes, I think is what they call them, briolettes. And that's the red cyan color. These for sure I will be using on her. The company I ordered them from was Amazon, and it's called Premium Check Beads. And here is the information. They were super cheap and they got here super fast, and they even came with these freebies, which I thought was really cool because, Swarovski crystals are expensive, enough to start with. And here they, gave me 5 extra round ones. I don't know what I'll use those for yet, but it'll come to me. They're just completely round, so I wasn't sure. Now the rest of her options, I haven't quite nailed down what all exactly is going to go on her. But the rest of it came from Hobby Lobby, and I will just try to hold up the individual things. These are red crystal bicones by Bead Treasures, or no, yeah, Brilliance by Bead Treasures. Hobby Lobby carries this brand, and it seems like every time I'm lucky so far. that every time I get into a Hobby Lobby, they're always 50% off. So I mean, you could, yeah, that's the only way to go anymore, is to, you know, find some of that cheapo bling. This, I picked up this as well. However, I would probably take off all of these little dangly crucifixes. Not that I don't like them, but for her, you know, it's not going to work. So what I would do if I decide to use this is I would take off all of these little dangly crosses. And that's easy enough to do with the pliers. You just, you know, kind of pry them apart. And what I would actually use this for is down in this, I don't have it stitched yet, but down in this section of the dress where she has all the roses and the drape kind of swept up, I want to put something blingy there just to kind of draw attention to it. And because this is red, I don't want too much of the red roses competing with her red sash, and that's just my personal preference. So I don't know if it's going to be this. This might wind up being too big, and that's okay. I'll figure out something else for it. This one I also got at Hobby Lobby, 50% off. There's the information for it. And I grabbed it because it reminds me of the medallions that she already has on her dress. It's pretty much the same shape, the same kind of style. You know, they match. And I thought that might work to kind of be a big thing to kind of hold up her red dress sash thing. Or I have a lot of these things that I haven't quite all got it nailed down. There was also another, oh, I forgot, I should mention these. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I also picked up this at Hobby Lobby. Now I know you guys are all going to think, God, that's really gaudy looking. What the heck are you going to use these big lumpy pearls for? Because they're not real pearls, obviously, but they have chunks shaved off of them. And there's a method to my madness, because this string was $5.99. I got it for half off, so $2.50. But if you look at the little tiny spacer beads, they're jet crystals. They're gold spacers, not real gold obviously, but also some spacers that have little tiny clear crystals in them. Now, I needed to get some of these gold crystals. The black spacers I can use on her for something. This was cheaper than buying 10 of these little plain gold spacers. So yeah, the big pearl beads might be gaudy, but the rest of it is what I was after, and I saved a fortune. So sometimes the big ugly thing can be your saving grace as far as, you know, your pocketbook. Some things that I will definitely be using for her are these. They are also bead treasures, and I got several of those, and those are definitely going on her, and I'm building the rest of her jewelry around these. And I plan to add some red crystals to this to tie it in. Probably the coolest bling that I did find for her is something that I don't know if it'll work for her. Just because it's kind of big, but it's so cool. I really like it, and I had to change it. What I was waiting on, as far as her bling, to come from China if you go on Amazon, you can find jewelry sets very cheap because they're being sold out of China. And oh, that is so awesome because you can get very cheap jewelry that you can farther break apart and use for something else. And I like to do that. So I ordered several things. This was one, and I think I paid $1.75, and that was with free shipping from China. It's big and gaudy, but I was hoping that I could take these apart and then it would look like she had actual jewelry herself. But they're too big for her neck area, so I'll just file that away for something else. This, however, oops, it's coming out. These are probably my prime candidate. Hold that up so you can see them better. Because what I want to do with them is the same thing, and this might work for her hair. And I'm just gonna put the earring through the fabric to kind of give you an idea of what I'd be talking about. You can kind of see how you can utilize, you know, things you wouldn't normally think of. You know, this is an earring. You know, you don't think of using that kind of stuff in needlework. But if you take it apart, you can get very cheap bling crystal beads. You can get them a lot cheaper as an earring for people than buying the crystals and waiting to make something out of it yourself or whatever. You know, this, I think I got this pair of earrings for 75 cents plus $3 shipping. So, you know, and the gold of it matches her metallics pretty well. So I'm thinking this might be the one that works out for her probably the best. There's also this I picked up just because I hoped it would work for something down the line. And if I were to use it for her, I would take it apart. It's like 3 or 4 pieces. And I would just take it apart and just kind of sew it wherever, because it might work as a necklace. I don't know. I'll know when I take it apart. This was another pair of earrings that I got from China. They were, I think, $2, and I wasn't sure how big this part would be, but this was the part that I was after because I was hoping to replace a stone, and I'll show it here. It's a brown color, and I was lucky that it did work because that brown stone was sitting in the middle of this raven. I guess it's a pendant, but it was in the middle of that. So when these red earrings came, I popped the red stone out, popped the brown stone out, and I stuck the red stone into the raven. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to take it off the card now that I've made this video. But if it doesn't work, then I plan to use it. I'll wear it myself, you know. But if it were to work up there in her hair, I mean, you guys tell me what you think. You know, does it look cool? Does it look stupid? You know, I'm just gonna play around with it. And what I will probably do is I will probably take straight pins and just kind of pin it there for a couple of days and just kind of play around, see how it looks, and does it look stupid, does it look cool, you know, and just kind of go from there. So this one I really do like, but I'm just I'm not sure. Just because she has the raven there, I'm not sure if it's too much or if something like this, you know, is more appropriate. So I don't know. The jury is still out, and I hope to get that all sorted out in the next few days. But you kind of see now where I was coming from, where I need to get this figured out and nail something down to it, because she's waiting. She needs to have some progress on her. And so I'm hoping that this weekend I'll have more of an opportunity to play around with this stuff, see how it actually looks on her, and go from there. So if you guys would be so kind as to weigh in what your thoughts would be. I know it's a rather unconventional approach to putting the bling on a memorabilia. You know, this is more like buying jewelry for a project than, you know, beading it. But, you know, it's fun, it's different, you know, and why not? You know, they're big. She's a big enough project that she can handle, you know, some bigger bling. So, anyway, questions, comments, I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are. And if you think I'm way out in the field, that's totally fine too. But these are just some ideas that I had for, you know, making her, you know, a little more different. So far, the only for sure things that she will have for her beads will be, well, I'm not sure you can see the white pearls, but will be those three things. And I'm going to build off of those. Those will be the for sure things. And the rest of it is kind of, we'll see where imagination takes me, I guess. So anyway, I want to thank you all for watching, and take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.